Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome again to my scrapbook table for this month's Stretch the Sketch YouTube Hop. We are using this sketch by, I believe, Allison Davis. And for Stretch the Sketch, we take a 12 by 12 and make any other size layout. And I usually go to a double 12 by 12, so 12 by 24. But I didn't have enough photos, and I didn't have any inspiration in my brain of a way to stretch this sketch. It just was not working in my brain. And I am sure the other scrapbookers will have wonderful ideas for you, but I decided to use the example of Kelsey, and I use her idea that she just creates an 8.5 by 11, and then to put it in her scrapbook, she plops it on a 12 by 12 sheet. So I am gonna steal her idea. I have papers from Cartabella, from Kaisercraft, from Creative Memories, and from Close to My Heart. There's a little bit of everything on this page. And I cut my photos in circles using some circle dies, and then I cut some circles out of scrap papers and a couple that weren't scraps, that were from mainly the Kaisercraft set that I have, or collection I have. It's called Explorer. I got it at Tuesday Morning a couple years ago before they closed. And so I'm trying to get them in a layout that pleases me, that I think works, that is not exactly the sketch, but remains true to the sketch. And then I decide I need to ink the edges of all these papers. So I pull out my walnut stain Distress Oxide ink, and I don't have you watch all of this, but I do the edges of all of these circles and also of my 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And that paper is from the Kaisercraft pack. It's beautiful paper. And really, the pack is more for world travel. There's a lot of old European looking stuff in there, but I was able to make it work for this too. And I'm happy with how it turned out, even though it's very different from my usual. So I have this circle. I decide to cut in half. First I have it here. It ends up moving a little bit. And so there I put one half of that toward the bottom and the other half toward the top. And I think that's kind of pleasing to the eye. I have these letters from Felicity Jane. I've never used them yet, so that's exciting. I'm going to spell out Utah with these letters. They're white with a gold line in the middle. And I decided I needed a shelf to put my title on, so I just used a border sticker from the Kaisercraft collection. And I pull off my stickers, and only for one of the letters does the actual adhesive come off the plastic, so I end up having to glue them, but that's okay. I just use this block to usually put stickers on, but then they weren't sticking. It still worked though. I just moved them down a little bit. And I decided to title this Artwork and then Utah State Capitol, or Utah State Capitol building. And unfortunately, I didn't have enough of the little gold tile stickers to do the title the way I wanted, but it still worked. So I spelled out Artwork with the gold tiles. I was deciding where I wanted those to go, and I guess I am going to glue down, I don't know which I glued down first. Yeah, the gold tile stickers. I have no idea where these came from. They're old. I used to have 2 sheets of them, and I wish I still did, because I needed more teas, but that's okay. It ended up all right. So then I laid down Utah. I love these stickers. And I went through my bin again looking for some other gold tiles, or any other gold tiles, or any other color tile that might work. I did find one, but the font was just too cutesy, so that wasn't going to work. So I reverted to my foam letters that are white. And here I'm thinking. And so I went and got my white, and I just decided to do BLDG for building underneath, and then on the blue strip is going to be state capital. And I didn't have exactly the right letters, but it still works. I've never done this before. I see other people do it and it doesn't bother me at all. But I was hesitant and I just decided, no, it will be okay. Everybody will be able to read it. So I used upside down V's for the A's in state and capital. And then I had to turn an F into an E to make that work. So overall it says artwork, Utah State Capitol Building, and I did add the date there later. I have some small circles that I had cut out with my circle dies as well from the same papers that I used to mat the photos. And I'm deciding where to put those, trying to make sure I have each color represented in all three places, top, middle, toward the right, and then at the bottom. And I did get some more liquid glue. When I first wanted to buy this glue, I couldn't get it. It said they wouldn't ship it because of the weather. Or I don't know. That's what I saw, and maybe I've lost my mind because then a couple days later when I was on Amazon, it popped up, hey, you were looking at this, do you want it? And I just went ahead and bought it. Maybe before I was looking at the wrong thing. I don't know. This is Barely Art something. Let me look. Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. And I hope I got the right thing. Oh, I'm looking at the bottle now. It does say acid-free, photo-safe, archival. So I'm happy with that. And I have a little tiny tip on it. There is one that's even smaller, which I may switch to. And I pulled off some stickers from the Cartabello World Travel sticker sheet. I have papers that go with that also. But again, it's more old world feeling, so the papers and things weren't really right, but a few of these stickers worked, and I liked the old camera. And I also liked that the camera sticker had a white border because I felt like that took the white from the title and brought it up to the top. And in a moment, you'll see I add a sticker to the far right cluster that also has some white in it. So I felt like that added some balance to my layout. I'm using my tweezers to put these tiny little stickers down. As I've gotten older, I just can't manage tiny little things well with my fingers, and I can't see around my fingers. So these tweezers come in very handy. And there I just put a world sticker to the right. And now I'm thinking, what 12 by 12 am I going to put this on? So I pull out some neutral colors that have some textures on them. That one is a definite no. And I keep going through my pack and pulling more out. Though it seems like I pull that one too, which I really like that paper. I've had it for, I bet, over a decade and never found a use for it. And I thought maybe, but no, that wasn't right either. So I keep looking. And I keep looking. This one's a possibility. You can't tell on camera, I don't think, but it's almost like crackled cement or dried dirt or something. It has an interesting texture pattern to it. So that could have worked. Then I pulled out this because it kind of reminded me of a lot of the stonework. I did like this brown one. I think that's Creative Memories paper. And I almost went with that. Because then when I put this one down, the medallion, I'm like, no, that doesn't work. So I almost went with that. But as I was going to put a few back in, I came across one and I was like, aha, this is it. I do not know. This could be Creative Memories paper from an old masculine pack. I did gut it because I really like the other side as well. But it has touches of the same blue that is in some of my circles on the 8.5 by 11 page. So that's why I chose this one. And just put a little bit of adhesive around there and plop it on the 12 by 12. And so it's kind of cheating, but it still worked for Stretch this sketch. And here is the finished one. I do take my walnut stain ink pad and go around the edge, though in the end I don't think you can really tell much as I look at it in front of me here. And then finally, the last thing I did, which I did not do on camera, though I think you can see it in this still shot, is I took some gold and did some gold splatter because there is gold in the title. And there you go, you can see that here. Thanks for joining me today for Stretch the Sketch. Please visit the other people who are playing along. And here I'm keeping track. This is 6th layout for the year, though I don't think it's the 6th one that you'll see. Thanks for joining me and have a great day. Bye.